In this video, I'm going to show you how to start a YouTube cash cow channel completely step by step. Let's get it. All right, we're just jumping straight into it, wasting no time at all. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to start a YouTube cash cow channel. But if you have no idea what that is, let me explain that first really quick. So basically, a cash cow YouTube channel is just a YouTube channel with no face behind it. So like there isn't someone behind the camera like there is with my channel. It's just a faceless, anonymous YouTube channel. And this next part is something I don't necessarily agree with, and this is something you may have heard from other YouTubers, and they say all you have to do is hire a team of freelancers to create all the content and do all of that for you, and you're just gonna make a bunch of passive income. Easy as that. Right? Now, I'm not saying that strategy doesn't work. That's just not the full story. Because if you're brand new to YouTube and you don't even know how to create good content yourself and you just hire a bunch of random freelancers, not only will you end up spending a bunch of money, but you just won't even know if the content's good to begin with. And it's just not gonna work out very well. For that strategy to work, in my opinion, you have to be willing to invest your time and your money to either invest in a mentor or spend your time actually learning these skills, learning how to properly edit a video, title a video, write a description, make a thumbnail, things like that. Once you know how to do these things, once you've learned how to do these things, then you can start outsourcing the work. But you really don't want to be doing that when you're brand new, especially if you don't have that much money to spend to begin with. So in this video, rather than just like showing you like a overhead view and then telling you, oh, from this point, all you got to do is hire a team of freelancers and you're going to make money, I'm going to show you how to do everything step by step so you can actually learn the skills. And then if you want to hire people later on, then you can do it. But don't worry, I promise you it's not as complicated as you think, because in this video, I'm also going to show you some powerful tools that make this whole process 10 times easier. Literally. So with that being said, let's get started with step number 1, which is picking your niche. And your niche or your niche is just your industry. Now, there's a crap ton of niches in the world and on YouTube. Obviously, with a no-face YouTube channel or a cash cow channel, there's some you can't do, right? You're not gonna be in the vlogging niche with no face. I mean, I guess maybe you could, but no, that's not what we're gonna do. You wanna pick a niche that you can actually make some real money with, and you wanna pick a niche that obviously you can do without a face. So the niche we're gonna pick for this is one of the biggest, and it's health and wellness. But because health and wellness is so big and broad, you really wanna niche down and pick a specific thing in that niche. So inside of the health and wellness, I have 3 channels opened up right here in the niche that we're gonna use in this video. And it's natural cures, natural ways, and natural solution. So you can tell just from looking at your competitors right here that it's probably good to have natural in your name, right? And these are all like natural, like healthy food or remedies types channels, right? And they all do kind of similar content. Maybe a little different, but basically in the same niche. But you can see they're making up to 1.9K for here, up to 9.2K here, and up to 6.5K here. And that's just what Social Blade says they're making. It's typically, depending on the niche and depending if it's a high CPM niche with health and wellness is because it's a huge niche, it's probably a little higher than that. Mine is much higher than what Social Blade says. So some channels are gonna be in the middle or some channels are gonna be higher. It really depends. But I'd say it's probably a little higher than that, okay? But even that, 6K or 3K or whatever you want to call it, 5K or 10K, whatever it is, that's a nice amount of money. But if for some reason you don't want to pick this niche, just make sure when you're picking a niche, you find some competitors. And if you can't find any big channels in that niche, it's probably not a good niche to go in. It's not because they didn't think of it yet or someone didn't think of it yet. It's probably because it doesn't perform well on YouTube. So I just want to say that, and then you really want to make sure you do your proper research. Like, look at their most popular videos. Go to videos here, go to sort by most popular. Look at their popular videos, see how they create it. Look at the thumbnails, see how they title their videos, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's super, super important when it comes to starting a YouTube channel. Most of the time, these people that fail, you can just see that they're trying to do everything on their own. It's like, why reinvent the wheel, right? You're not gonna go out and make a a triangle wheel for a car, right? And why would you go out and recreate videos that you know nothing about on your own without at least looking at what's performing well? Everyone does it, and it's not wrong. It's only wrong if you're stealing people's videos, literally. So just make it your own, and I'm going to show you how to do this super simply, so don't worry. But after you've picked your niche and done your research on your competitors and decided, okay, this is a niche I want to get into, I kind of understand what channel name to do and stuff like that, right? You would obviously want to create your channel. That's pretty self-explanatory. I've showed how to do that in multiple videos. If you need help with that, at the end of this video, where I have some important updates that I want to talk about, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But after those updates I tell you, at the end of the video, I'll link to my free YouTube course where I show all of that in depth. But then after you've created your channel, you're gonna wanna do one of the most important parts, and that's picking your video topic. And this is actually where a lot of people screw up. So I'm gonna show you some secrets that I personally use. So make sure you pay attention very closely here, because a lot of people just brush over this part and really don't give you any real value. Okay. And it's partly because they don't know what they're doing to begin with. I don't mean to like hate on people, but you have to learn to do things the right way. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep screwing up and you won't even know. Okay. So first of all, you want to look for like a popular video. So I showed you how to do that. I'm just going to pick a random video here. Let's do the 6 best foods to eat when you're sick. Okay. So the thing is, you want to make sure that the title you're using, especially when you're first starting out, this is super important. You want to make sure the title you're using is an actual search term. Okay. People aren't searching that in. People are not searching the 6 best foods to eat when you're sick. So I'm going to show you this for example. Okay, I use a tool called Morning Fame. You can get an invite code down below. This tool changed the game for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to keyword research right here, and let me show you this. So the 6 best foods to eat, nothing shows up, and this is linked with YouTube. So if we go to YouTube, the 6 best foods to eat before workout. See, that's a search term, but this is not a search term, okay? So what you wanna do is then you wanna try and type in things like best foods to eat when, look it right there, best foods to eat when sick, okay? So we click that and look, it's got pretty good numbers. So if we click it again, choose for step 3, okay? So you got decent views, stuff like that, and it shows like a lot of people are showing up for this, but only one person right here used the full exact match search term. And this helps a lot for search. As you can see, they're showing up at the top because that's the exact match keyword in bold and yellow right there. All these other people just have parts of it, okay? Because they didn't do the proper research. So that's what you want to do, okay? And then what you would do after that is you would choose it for step 4. And now it gives you some tips here. Typically, you don't want to add words before the search term. But with this type of video, list type videos work good. So you could do like 5 best foods to eat when sick. Okay, that's one way to do it. Or what you can do is you can leave it like that and then put in parentheses like the 5 best or something like that. Okay, and then after that, you would put something like whether you put like 5 best foods to eat when sick, you could do something like kind of to pique their interest, right? You could do like, you wouldn't believe this or something like that, whatever. But it kind of piques their interest, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's how you do a title, and that's kind of how I pick my video topic. So we'll just stick with this for our title right now. I probably wouldn't have chose this video, but there's a lot of ways to find video ideas. We're not going to go through all that in this video, but that's just one of the ways. And then after that, you can do your description and tags in here, but I do that last. But now, after you have your title planned out here, this is where you're going to start scripting your video. And this is where modeling what works or recreating what works really comes in handy. And again, I'm not telling you to copy it word for word, but just follow along. You'll understand this in a second, okay? So first thing I suggest doing is open up a Google document or a notepad or whatever, okay? So we got our Google Doc opened up. Now we're gonna go over here to the video we're modeling off of. So where was it? The 6 best foods to eat when sick. Now I suggest using a combination of these next like 3 or 4 ways of scripting that I'm gonna tell you, okay? So The first way is if you're a fast typer, what you can do is you can just listen to this video and then type it while you're listening to it, okay? If you're not a fast typer, this is a cool little hack I just learned not that long ago, but if you type in subtitle.to/, okay? And then hit enter, what it's gonna do, it's gonna bring you to this website called Downsub, and then you can download their subtitles right here. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. It's true, the food can do so much more than provide energy, yada, yada, yada. So it's their literal, like, script, right? Now, I'm not saying copy this all word for word again, but what you can do is you can copy and paste that right in here, and then you can open up another document, and then you could have these both open and then kind of edit it to your own words. And I'm not really a fan of that strategy too much, but what you can do instead is you can type in your main keyword to Google, and then look, the 15 best foods to eat when you're sick. So you can go to these different blogs and then do the same thing. Just kind of see what they're saying. Exit out of this. Just kind of see what they're saying and then pick which ones you like and then reword it, right? So that's another way. That was number 2. And then obviously you can go to YouTube and look up other videos with that same search term. And then the 4th way is just kind of like freestyle. If you have information about this topic, kind of freestyle or add in your own thoughts and knowledge about the topic. So those are kind of some options you can use to script your own version of all these different versions. You're just taking a little information from here, here, and here, and then making it your own, okay? One important tip I would give you though, especially for these types of videos, is I would like structure out your script before you start writing it, just because it makes it easier, at least for me, okay? So how I would do it is I would do it like this. So I go intro. After the intro, you would do like food number 1, food number 2, 3, 4, 5. And then after that, you would do the outro and CTA. So a CTA is a call to action. So that's where we would add in our affiliate link or any other monetization methods. Okay. Then you have kind of your structure planned out. So you know, okay, right here, what I need to write my intro, okay? Intros can be like anywhere to like a minute or 2, typically shorter the better, okay? So you could say something like, in this video, what you wanna do here is you wanna add in your main keyword. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 best foods to eat when sick. And that could literally be your intro. It doesn't have to be too much. Some people will say a little more or kind of hook them in, but I mean, that's what I did for my title, That's what I did for this intro, right? And it tends to work better the shorter it is. So that's one way. And then a lot of people will say like, before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Me personally, I don't even mention that stuff anymore. I'll say like button sometimes, but subscribe, I mean, people are gonna subscribe if they want. But I think when you're first starting out, it does help to say that. But I would probably add in a couple more words here, but that's kind of your intro, right? And then for food number 1, so now the first food that's best for eating or something like that, you get the idea, right? Oh, and also one thing you could add right here is kind of something I do sometimes, but it's like, you could say like, and the 5th food is my favorite and what I think is the best for you when you're sick or something like that. That way they have a reason to watch until the end. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of the intro. And then again, you would say what you got to say about the food and you would just research the topic, right? So you go here. Let's say you want coconut water to be the first one. So food number 1, coconut water. Okay. So now the first food that's best for you is coconut water. I'm not sure that's really a food, but whatever. And then you would say like, this is good because, and then you would have some bullet points, right? And then you would say for the second food, you get what I'm saying? You just keep going like that. It's pretty basic, and having the structure like this really helps because you're not starting with like a blank canvas, okay? Now, the last part is, I'd say, the most important because you're doing this to make money. And you can't make ad revenue until you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And that really doesn't take super long, especially if you know what you're doing. But prior to that, like for me, before I ever got monetized on YouTube, I was making money. Like I made my first $2,000 before I even hit 1,000 subscribers, okay? So the way you do this is with affiliate marketing, okay? All that is you're promoting someone else's product with a special link, and when someone clicks on that link and purchases that product, you get paid a commission of the sale. It's that simple. There's a ton of platforms out there, ClickBank, Digistore, all these places, and you can get digital products where you're actually getting paid a high amount. As compared to like Amazon, you only get a couple percent. So for this example, let's just go to ClickBank real quick. So once you're on ClickBank, you go to the marketplace up here, and they have tons of categories right here. So our video is about food. So you could literally go up here to cooking, food, and wine and just click on it. Then what you want to do is you can rank it by rank or gravity. That means what's selling the most right now. And you could promote a keto product. That's pretty congruent with what you're talking about, right? So all you want to do, hit promote, generate hop link, copy this, go over to bit.ly. Sorry if I'm going fast, but I've explained this stuff a ton of times. If you have any problems, just rewatch a part or comment below and let me know. But that link we just copied is our affiliate link. That's how we get paid, but it's really long and ugly. So bit.ly can shorten that link. So you paste it right here and click shorten, okay? So what you want to do is you want to copy that link, and you're not going to actually put it in your script, but I'm just going to put it there so we have it for later. You would say something like, thanks for watching. If you want to get the best keto recipe or get the best natural keto recipes, I think that's what the product's about. So if we go here, we go to the page, it's going to bring us to the keto resource. So I believe they talk about like, I think it's like the 28-day keto challenge, and yeah, they give you recipes, okay? So you could say something like, thanks for watching. If you want to get the best natural keto recipes, click the link in the description below to get started. Something like that, right? And then you would obviously have this in your description, okay? So we would put it in our description, okay? And I'll show more on this later. I do it last, but that's kind of how the script works, okay? And then obviously you would want to write out the whole script, but once it's done, this is where a lot of people are like, oh, that's so much work. Like now I gotta find clips, I gotta record a voiceover, I gotta edit it all together. But what if I told you there's a software that did all of that for you? Like, yeah, you kind of got to edit a couple things, but it makes it so much faster, okay? And there actually is a software that does it, and it's called Vidnami. And you can even start with a free trial, or you can get the 25% off discount and get it right away in the description box below. But once you've signed up for whichever way, if you're getting the free trial or whatever, this is the first page you will be on, okay? They train you and have all this stuff, but I'm gonna show you how to do it myself. So just click here and click create a new video. Now, if you go to landscape right here, this is the type of videos you would do for YouTube. And we scroll down right here to like viral yellow, okay? So you can see it's just like text, and then they can bold it and make it yellow, right? So if we go to natural cures right here,
almond oil is a vegetable oil.
It's the same thing. It's just text on the screen, and then they bold some text right there. Super simple. I'm pretty sure, use the same exact tool, okay? So what you want to do is you can pick any one you want, but what you can do is you can click right here and customize this template. So I personally would use like a blank background as black, okay? And then you want to change the font to whatever you want. I like Montserrat. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but you can change the font color. Like you could change it from white. We're going to keep it as white. You could change the highlight text color to anything you want. You got to think like natural is kind of like green or blue, usually green, right? So let's do like a green color, something like that. That looks pretty good. And this is very important right here. Splitting algorithm, do 1 scene per sentence, okay? Super, super important. That screwed me up and I wasted a bunch of time before, so you don't want to do that. So 1 scene per sentence, and then name this green template. And then hit save template. And then it's right here in my custom templates now, and you can just use that every time. Now, right here is where you're going to either write or paste your script. Obviously, we already wrote it, so I'm going to copy in. Let's take this part of the intro, paste that in there. This is good because this is where you would have like reason 1, 2, 3. So we'll just put that. So we'll copy this, and then we'll take the outro, okay? Now, once you have all of this pasted in here, because we selected 1 sentence per scene, it will work like this, but if you start making edits, it might screw it up if you don't have periods at the end of each sentence. So just make sure you add in the periods if you plan on doing some changes, which I would suggest just add in the periods. That way the software knows for sure, like, oh, this is a sentence. Because if there's not a period, they might think it's not a sentence, okay? So there we go, we got periods, and then we hit create scenes. As you can see, it literally picks the scenes for you, but you can change up the scenes if you want, or you can change up the boldness by just clicking bold to make that green. You can put it on a new space like that. And if you didn't like this one, which is actually a good scene, you can do like superfoods. Do something like that and literally just change it that easily, okay? Another thing you could do is you can change like the position of the text. If you want it to the right, to the left, down below, like however you want, you can do it like that. I would keep this up top. And then before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, right? So pretty sick, right? For this one, what I would do is I would hide the media, and then I would change the text to the middle, and I would probably do like all bold here, something like that. That looks pretty good. And then you can see it just keeps going, and then at the period, it goes to a new scene, right? This is good because reason 1, 2, 3. Now, right here, I would change this part because this is a little long, and I want to show you what I would do. So I would do kind of the same thing I did for like the title. So I would go right here, and I would click the link in the description to get started, and I would do like a ... here, and then I go right here, I do ... and then paste it, exclamation point. And then I may like make it all green or just do like part of it, like click the link in the description below or something like that. So that's that. And then what you would do after you have it all complete, make sure you like the scenes and all of that. Then you would go to voice right here. And there's a couple different ways to go about this, okay? Number 1, you could have no voice and just have music. I don't suggest it. Number 2, if you already purchased and don't have a free trial, you can use automated voice. Harry is the one I'd suggest.
Hi, my name is Harry and I would love to read the script for your video.
Sounds decent, but YouTube may not monetize that for YouTube ad revenue, so just keep that in mind. So I wouldn't really suggest that either, but it is possible. The 2 main options though is you either record it inside of the app right here with like a USB microphone using your computer. So that's a good way, and it's probably the more simple way depending which way you look at it. But if you do that, I would probably suggest getting a cheap USB microphone like the Blue Snowball or the Blue Yeti if you got like $100. That's what I used for the longest time. Great microphone. I'll put the link to the Blue Snowball down below because I think that one's perfectly fine, and it's like $40, okay? So I'll show you how this way works. I'll just record one quick. So you hit record here and then you just read it off, okay? In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 best foods to eat when sick. And then you just hit stop right there, and then you can play it back. In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 best foods to eat when sick. Okay, if you don't like it, you can re-record it, and then you would just hit next and do it again for the whole thing. The other option, which may be a better fit for you, I don't know, you go right here to upload a voice track, you use your phone, and you literally look at your script. So you'd go right here to your script, and then you would take your voice memo on your phone and you go, in this video, I'm gonna yada, 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 right? So then you would just email it to yourself, and then you would upload it here. And the nice thing is Vidnami syncs it up with all of your scenes. So it works out pretty well. So those are the 2 main options, okay? I'm just gonna do the rest of these other 6 sentences, and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. All right, so now we got that all done. We'll hit preview your video. Now they have a ton of music right here you can add. You can choose the mood, the genre, all that stuff. So I'll just pick a random one, and then you can go to options and change the volume if you want, okay? But we'll just hit play right here to check it out. In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 best foods to eat when sick. And the 5th food is my favorite and what I think is the best for you when you're sick. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Food number 1, coconut water. Now, the first food that's best for you is coconut water. This is good because reason 1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the best natural keto recipes, click the link in the description below to get started. Sick. Okay, so you can manually adjust the timing if something's screwed up, and then you can also make the voice track speed a little quicker. I might do that for mine because I was talking a little slow, but that's good, right? So literally, that's your video. Takes no time at all. So let's hit looks good, continue. Now right here, I would change to full HD 1080p, okay? And then generate your video. But now, while this is like generating and all that, the next step that you have to do is one of the most important steps, and that's thumbnail. And the reason this is so important is because you could literally have the best video ever, but if people don't click on it because you have a crappy thumbnail, no one will ever see your video. And thumbnails can be a little tough at the start to make a good one. So there is a ton of people on Fiverr that you can pay $5 to create thumbnails for you. But again, I suggest spending the least amount of money when first starting out. So I'm gonna show you how to do it in Canva, which is what I personally use. And they have a free plan if you don't want the paid plan. I use the paid plan, but again, up to you. So after you've created your account to Canva, you go here, create a design, and then you can just do, like you can search in YouTube thumbnail or just go to custom size, 1920 by 1080, create new design. And I promise this is nothing like Photoshop. It's much easier to use, trust me. So what you wanna do is, again, you wanna look at the competition and see the type of thumbnail they're doing and kind of improve on that a little bit, okay? So here's the thumbnail we're gonna recreate. So eat this when sick, I think that one looks pretty good. So we're gonna go over to Canva, and then what you wanna do is you wanna go to photos and then type in whatever food you're gonna be using. Obviously you would have done the video so you know, but I'm just gonna do kind of what they did. So we'll do bananas. And then just know if there's a little crown, that means it's free if you have a pro account, otherwise you gotta pay $1 with the free account. But you can get a free pro trial to Canva down in the description if you want. So we'll use this image. That one looks funny. That could get some attention, you know what I mean? So we'll do something like that. And then coconut was one we used, so we'll just do coconut. Here's a good image too, and we're just gonna use part of it. So just know what we're doing right here. Remember how it looked when we were gonna recreate. So they kind of had an image on half and on half like that. So something like that. And then what you wanna do is you wanna go to elements. So he had a big like spot up top. So we're gonna go like this, and then let's make this a little smaller. Okay, so put this down a little bit, and then put this like that, and let's make it black. So you just click right there and go to black. And then what you can do is add a like line right there. So what you wanna do is you wanna spin it to 90 degrees. You can make it bigger right here. So line width like that, and put it in the middle right there. You see how they kind of did that over here. They got a line right there. So go back here, and then for the text, you wanna go to text, add a heading. You just make it bigger. Put it there, you change it to white, obviously, so you can see it. And you probably want like a longer heading or font. So Anton's like tall. So this one I've used before. It's super like bold, which is good. And it's like a medium width, right? So eat these when sick. Do something like that. And then we'll make it just a little bigger. Put it in the middle like that. That looks pretty good. You can also click on it, then use your arrows to kind of get it in the right spot you want. So eat these when sick. And then what you can do is you can kind of make this smaller and then just put it so it looks cleaner, right? So same with that. And then we can just kind of crop it over. And then the last thing he had on his was those little check marks. So go back here and then just go to elements and type in check mark. And there you go. So we'll just use these. We'll make it a little smaller and probably change the green to like, we could do something, maybe a little not so bright, like something like that. And then put it right there and copy and paste it, put it right there. And then the last thing he did was he added text under it. You don't have to do that, but if you wanted to, just copy this, make it smaller, and then you say like BANANAS, and then it's hard to see, right? So what you wanna do right here is you wanna go to effects and then add some shadow. This is just how I do it. You can mess with it if you want. Go all the way to the left on these, all the way to the right on these, and then make it black. And then a little hack is you just copy and paste it a couple times, and that like makes it even darker. Okay, so now you can read it better. So then you would go over here and you would do coconuts and then do the same thing. And that's your thumbnail. So I know I went a little quick, but once you get the hang of it, you can do this so easy. Trust me. So then you just hit download right here, PNG, and then hit download. And then also you go back to Vidnami. Now this is done. You hit download your video. Now we got all of that. And it does say that during the trial, your videos will be watermarked, but don't worry. Just make as many videos as you can. Don't download them with the watermark. They'll be saved under your videos. So make like 20 to 30 to 40 videos. And then once the trial's about to run out or when you're ready to start uploading, pay the 20 or 30 bucks. I forget what it is. I think it's like 25. Pay that money and then you can download all the videos and then you can upload them and stay consistent and actually make money. Okay. But now, so we'll go to upload video here and then you just drag the video onto there. Okay. Now, while the video is processing, it takes a little bit of time, obviously not when it's super short video like that. But what I do is I go back to Morning Fame over here. And this is where I fill out the description and do the tags and all that. Okay. So I'm not going to go super in depth to this, but I'll explain some really important things, okay? So the first 4 or 5 lines of the description is what's above the fold. So you see there's a show more button. If you go down below this video and you're on a computer, you'll see show more, but above that you'll see like 4 lines or whatever, okay? The most important thing is those 4 lines that you use your exact match keyword in those 4 lines, okay? So see our relevance right here at 58%? Just watch that. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 best foods to eat when sick. Literally, 78% relevance now, okay? Super important. But if we put that below the fold, okay, and we deleted that, it goes down back to 58. Okay, so it's super important because YouTube can see above the fold, like their algorithm can see it. So you want that up there. It makes a big difference, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to say a couple more things, whatever. And then below the first couple lines, that's where I say best natural keto recipes. I think that's what I said. But you can do something like that and then have it right there. I personally put like an arrow here. So let me show you like what I do for like my completed description, okay? So for example, this is like a completed video how I do it. So like I said right here, I do the first couple lines, all right? Then I do like my links, okay? So I got like my course, my affiliate program, whatever I have there, and then the resources I shared in the video. So you won't have anything like this because you're not doing tutorials. Under that, I put timestamps, which you can do if you want. And then under that, I do like an overview of the video. So I literally just type it out and I use some more keywords, okay? So then I have my disclaimer and 3 hashtags. Okay, so that's pretty much what you want to do. Do it in your own way, but that's what I do for a finished video. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the one we're doing right now, and I'm not going to fill all that out right now, but I do want to show you how to do tags. Okay, so automatically it takes the tags from the most popular video, but you can see a lot of these are 0 relevance X's, which means they're not real search terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete all of these. So the first thing I do is I go to suggestions. You always want to make sure you have your main search term, so right there, and then you can see best foods when cutting, not relevant. Best foods to eat when you have braces, not relevant. Best foods to eat when you have, you could maybe put that. Sore throat, losing weight, maybe a little relevant. Best foods to eat, that's relevant. You want to make sure you're not putting unrelevant things, you know? But then you type in things like best foods to, and then you kind of see what's right here. So do you see anything that's relevant? Not really. Foods to eat when sick. Sick with flu. There you go. There's a couple good ones. And we're at 453. One thing I always do for my tags is I always put my name, Thomas Garetz. So add your channel name because that makes your metadata for your other videos relevant to each other. That way you're more likely to have your videos recommended after each other. Okay, super important. So add your channel name and just make sure you get as close to 500 as you can. Once you're done with this, what I do is I just copy and paste everything into the video right here. So I go here, I take my title. Once it's finished, I put it up here, copy and paste. I take my whole entire description, paste it here. I add my thumbnail, I do my playlist, I go show more here. And then for the tags, you go down here, you hit copy to clipboard, you go back here, paste them in there. It's that simple, okay? Now you just go next, make sure it's not made for kids. Then you go next. You can add in this stuff if you want. But then for the visibility, you either publish it right now or you schedule it out if you want it for a later date, and you're good to go. And that's how you create a cash cow YouTube channel and videos for that cash cow YouTube channel. And obviously, YouTube is a long-term game. Like, you can't be doing this if you're expecting to make money overnight. Like, I wanted to quit even with my own channel so many times, but just 2 years ago, I had just started out. So you can see how far I've come in really not that long of a time. Yeah, 2 years might seem real long, but it's really not in the grand scheme of life, right? But now there's a couple things I want to talk about. Number one is related to this video and related to what's going on in my life. But basically, I announced a new course, the No Face YouTube course. So if you're interested in doing YouTube without showing your face, you can go to the first link in the description below or go to nofaceyt.com and you can enter in the email there to join the waitlist. And then there's a short video on the next page from me where I talk about a limited time offer, and I highly suggest checking that out if you're at all interested. But I first announced this course like 3 weeks ago. And the reason I'm mentioning this is, yes, it can provide value to you. And yes, it's going to be super, super important to me. But also, it's kind of like screwing me up in a way. Like, I had no idea so many people would be interested. So now it's grown to like a point where it's like, I need to really focus on this because it can grow into something bigger than I ever imagined, which is great, right? But the thing is, I have so much stuff going on. And if you didn't know, my brother passed away and we've been planning his memorial. And it's in about 2 weeks now. And that just stress of working on the memorial and having to do all these things and finding a place to rent and renting the equipment and making the slideshows and just doing all this stuff, okay? It's stressful, right? So between that, helping take care of my daughter, doing my YouTube channel, editing all the videos, looking for a new editor because I'm doing everything on my own, as well as starting a new course, it's stressful to say the least. So for me, I need to focus, okay? And obviously, my daughter and the memorial is super, super important right now. And unfortunately, it's been weighing on me a lot. And it's been affecting me more than I wish to say, which obviously it is. But I do really want to also focus on that course. And I hate even mentioning this because it just sucks, because you guys truly changed my life and I really love you, but I might have to take a couple weeks off of YouTube. And some people might make it seem like, oh, why does that even matter? Why are you even saying that? Like, I'm just one of those people who really beats himself up. Like, I beat myself up if I don't get done what I'm really trying to get done, which sucks, you know, and that's not healthy at all. And I'm realizing how unhealthy some of the things I've been doing, just all the stress and all the working and all this and that, it's not healthy. And I've been affected, my body, I get super sick and I can't work because of it. So I'm really trying to figure out how to balance everything, right? Like, a lot of this stuff is new to me. Like, I've never had a child before. It's just all this stuff. It's a lot. Okay, so, and I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just trying to kind of let you know, like, I've never told anyone any of this stuff, if I'm being real with you. Like, I just kind of keep it in and I deal with everything on my own. So I just want to say that if I don't upload for a couple weeks, it's because I'm focusing on the memorial, I'm focusing on my daughter, and I'm focusing on the course. So if you are interested in keeping in contact with me, make sure to join the beta group with us. It's at a super discount right now, and you'll be around from the start, okay? You'll be one of the first founding members, and that's awesome. Plus, you can ask me questions, and I'll be there. But doing YouTube on your own on a channel like mine, where I make my videos so long, and I edit all of them on my own, it takes a lot more time than you'd expect, especially when you're a perfectionist like me, which is the worst thing to be when it comes to YouTube. So I'm really working on trying to fix things that I've really am the cause of it, right? Like, I put this stress on myself. Like, I don't need to be doing all this extra stuff, but it's kind of how I deal with stuff. You know, I kind of just put myself in these situations and it ends up biting me sometimes. But I do believe that this course is going to grow to be something amazing. And although the timing of everything is really poorly, and the last thing I want to do is stop uploading on my channel for a couple weeks, it may happen, you know, and I'm just letting it be known. And I've been yapping for a while now, but that's my point. I just want you to know if I'm not here for a couple weeks, that's why, but I'll be around. I'm all good. I'm going to be all right. So that's about it. I love you guys. If you want to watch that free YouTube course, I said I'd link to it. You can click it on the screen right now. Make sure to smash the like button, and I truly appreciate you so much. That's all I got. See you on the next video.